Happy morning, friends. Here's yours, Dr. Ajanta. Welcome to day 10 session. Today we are just going to discuss about a Python operator. Python can be used like a calculator. Simply type in expressions to get them evaluated. What are operators in Python? See, actually operators are special symbols in Python that carry out arithmetic or logic computations. The value that the operator operates on is called the operator. For example, see here, dear friends, we are just making the summation of 6 plus 3. And here the plus is the operator that performs addition. And 6 and 3 are the operands, and the 9 is the output of the operations. And let me just see some arithmetic operations here. The symbol plus, minus, asterisk, slash, and this percentage, and double slash and double asterisk. So with these symbols, what are all the tasks performed is, for the plus it is addition, for the minus it is subtraction, for asterisk it is multiplication, for the slash it's division, whereas percentage symbol it just makes the modulus, which is the remainder of the division of left operand by the right, and double slash it just gives the integer or floor divisions, and double asterisk is an exponential, that is the power of. And let me just see here, dear friends, as expected these operators generally promote to the most general type of any of the numbers involved, that is even int or float or a complex. Okay, let me just see each and everything with an example. So let's first start with the examples of arithmetic operators in Python. See here, dear friends, I just want to make all the above said operations here, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and divisions in Python, which gives the float number out as an output, and divisions without the remainder, divisions without the exact with gives the remainder, and to the exponential. Okay, let I just execute this one. And see here, dear friends, the sum of 1 and 2 just gives the 3, and same 2 minus 1 just gives the 1, which is the subtractions. And see here, when on making 4 by 2, actually it is actually the division where 4 by 2 it's resulted with 2, but we are receiving it in a float output. And when coming to the other one, which is divisions without the remainder, and which is with the remainder, it is resulted with the modulus. Yeah, here one more example, let me just see it by passing on with the variables and with the values. And see here, dear friends, x is equal to 16, y is equal to 3, whereas pausing the variables and with the values, we are just declaring two variables x and y, and declaring the values as 16 and 3, we are just making these operations directly onto the top operands, where operands would be this variable, declared variable x and y. Okay, and kindly just let me just have a check of this. Whatever the command is given would be the resulted output as we expected. Okay, and see here, dear friends, we can also just make any summation like this as 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, what would be the answer? Yeah, it is 6. And same, you can just directly provide without any declaration or without any print functions, just directly you can just provide it in direct onto the Python cell. So here 7 minus 1, it is also the 6. And you can also directly make use of some mathematical operations on a complex number. So 6 into 3 plus 0j, which is again multiplied by 1.0, and to the top resultant we just receive 18 plus 0j. And when making the division, see, actually 5 by 6, we just receive the 0.833, and I just want to make a small addition, that is in many languages, that is older versions of Python, that is 1 by 2, if it is comes as 0, it would just makes the truncated divisions. which even though comes with the decimals. So in Python 3, this behavior is captured by so in Python 3, this behavior is captured by a separate operator that rounds down. That is actually if we just make a double slash b, which it just gives us like a by b. Okay, well, let me just see with an example. See here, dear friends, 5 double slash of 6.0. Yeah, here it just comes the truncation of the older divisions, which it just resulted to 0.0. And 15 modulus 10, we just receive the remainder, that is modulus, which just gives us only the remainder of to that of divisions. And next comes the double asterisk, which is the power of. And see here, dear friends, it is actually as like the meaning of 3 to the power of 2. Okay, so it is 3 square. So 3 into 3, the resulted we received is 9. And Python natively allows infinite length integer, while floating point numbers or double precision number. And see here, dear friends, if we just make a 22 to the power of 600, yeah, we are just getting a huge number. And even though if we are just making the same thing in float, that is 22.0 to the power of 600, it would not give the exact result. And yeah, see here, dear friend, the result is too large. Okay, this is how the double precisions would act as of. Okay, now let me just see the next one, the comparison or relational operators. See, comparison operators are used to compare values. It either returns true or false according to the condition. And here we are having the symbols as like greater than, lesser than, equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. And see here, dear friends, note that the difference between double equal, that is equality test, and equal, that is assignment symbol. Okay, so here we are just going to make the equality test and not the assignment. Okay, let me just see some examples with the comparison operator. Okay, see here, dear friends, when making some comparison with two operands with numerals, that is, see, print of 6 is greater than 3, 6 is greater than or equal to 3, 6 is less than 3, 6 is less than 6, sorry, the 3 is less than 6, and 3 is less than or equal to 6, 6 is equivalent to 3, and 6 is not equal to 3. And not only the numerals, we can also just make use of the operand as a string, but here we also, the comparison happened with the numerals resultant only by making the operand as length of the string. Okay, so as we have executed, see here, dear friends, the resulted whatever we are just expected, it comes in true or false. Okay, let me just make use of another example, that is declaring a variable and assigning some value to that of variable. And see here, the variables which we have declared here is x and y, and the value we have provided or assigned to that x and y is 30 and 22. And with that, we are having the two operands x and y, and making the comparative operator with x is greater than y, x is less than y, or x is greater than or equal to y, and x is less than or equal to y. And this is respectively according to the value which we have assigned to that of variables. And see here, dear friends, the next one is z is equal to 3. Okay, so you are just assigning a value to the variable z. And the next one, you are making a test, that is, you are checking whether it is equivalent. Yeah, already we have been assigned the value, and when we make a check for that of relations, yeah, it is equivalent, so we received the true value. And the next one, the same thing, we are just checking whether it is greater than 3. And say, yeah, it is actually, if we just provided greater than or equal to 3, yeah, it would be resulted with true. But what we have just given is only the greater. So z is greater than 3? No, it is not. So the resulted what we just received is false. And next, see here, dear friends, when making a comparison that can also be chained in mathematically obvious way. So for an example, 0.5, which is less than z and which is less than or equal to 1. And just kindly note that we have already made a declaration, that is assigned a value 3 to that of variable z in cell number 15. Okay, and with that, when we make this execution, okay, we would be resulted with the thing as false, because z is equivalent to 3, so it is not less than or equal to 1. So it just makes the comparison that it is chained in mathematical. And see here, dear friends, this work would be expected work according to expected in Python, but not in other language like C or C++. Okay, let me just look on to the next operator, a logical operator. And see here, dear friends, logical operators are the one which we have the symbol as like and, or, and not. And for and, if both the operators are true, the resulted would be true. And for or, either one operand is true, the resulted would be true. And for the not, if the operand is true, the resulted would be false, and if the operand is false, the resulted would be true, which it just means that complements of the operand. Okay, let me just see with an example, dear friends. Even though it just seems to be some confusion, what we just making is true equals to true, true equals to false, and we are just making this as an equivalent functionality. And the next one, if we just have the true untrue or true or false, that is with the logical operator. Let me just make it. And see here, dear friends, what is the resultant is for the first one, we just received true equals to true, and true equals to false is the second one, that we just resulted with the false. And other than that, even. And see here, dear friends, when we just comes up false equals to false, the false equals to false is in the sense both the things are same and it resulted with true only. And when coming to this logical operator, true and true, yeah, both the things are true, both the operands are true. With the and functionality, yeah, it is resulted with true. And when coming to or function or logical operators, any one is true, we would be resulted with true only. Okay, fine. Let me just make it with another way of comparison. That is, let me just make use of some new ones. See here, dear friends, here 1 is 1 and 1 is not 2. Here we are just making with is and is not operator. Okay, is and is not operator and in operator. So here how this one is happening is comparative this logical operator inside some another way for functionality. Okay, let me just execute here, even though it just gives some warning or any other thing, but anyhow, let me just see only the concept oriented. See here, 1 is 1, yeah, it is equivalent, so we resulted with true. And 1 is not true, oh, sorry, 1 is not 2, yeah, exactly, it is also the true functionality, we just received true. And A in Ajanta, so see here, we are having the character or the string, character A in the string Ajanta, so we found so the resulted would be true. And see here, B is not in this string Devi, so the resulted thing is in false. And see here, Python, the whole the string you are just making it search or peek into a set of sentence. Yeah, Python is fun, and that results also true. And a in an, yeah, a, the character a is there in an, and 27 is 3 to the power of 3. Yeah, that is also true, where you can also make with an expression. Okay, so here we are just making use of is and is not with the literals, and here with the same thing, let me just make some expressions on one operand and making the another operand, that is also one resultance of expression, and making it with a logical operator. And see here, 6 is greater than 3. So what is the resultant is? Yeah, it is true, and 5 is greater than 3. So as both the operand are resulted with true and we are having the and logical operator, the result one is true. And the next one, see here, 6 is greater than 3. Yeah, its result of this expression is true, and 5 is less than 3. Actually, this results with the expressions is false. So true and false. For see here, dear friends, for and operator, both the operands should be true to get or to resulted with true functionality. So as both the things are not true at this situation, it is resulted with false. And to the same for this, see here, for not operations and not true, not false, here we have just given with some examples. So kindly have note of it. And see here, dear friends, one more thing you can also make by using declaring some variables and providing the value as true or false. Here we are not just going to provide any other values in a numeric or anything. Here we are providing the operator, that is the true and the false operations. And when coming to the and or not, this logical operators, and see here how the resultant would be. X and Y is false because X is true, Y is false. So when we just make use of logical operator X and Y, that is true and false. So it is resulted with false. Okay, and thereby what will be the output for this? Kindly just have a note of this, dear friends. When making a long expressions. Okay, next here comes the bitwise operator. Bitwise operator act on operands as if they were string of binary digits. So it operates bit by bit, hence the name. And for an example, if you are just making 2 is 10 in binary and 7 is 111. And see here I have just provided a tabular column, whereas let x is equal to 10. So in binary, how it just makes is 0 0 0 0 and 1 0 1 0 in binary. And when just comes for y is equal to 4, it can also be just specified as like 0 0 0 0 and 0 1 0 0 in binary. See, actually, let me just see in detail with an example. Okay, so see here, dear friends, when coming to a is equal to 2, and what is the binary here? 0 0 1 0, and b is equal to 3, and to that of equivalent binary we just receive 0 0 1 1. And when on executing the resultant, that is a ampersand b, that is a and b, and when making to this addition, okay, so here what we are just making bitwise and operator. Okay, so we are receiving 0b10. Okay, so 0b10 when I'm just making for this binary of a ampersand b, that is a bitwise and b. Okay, let us just make one more explanation. See here, dear friends. So 5 is to 1 when we just make a shift of it. So for the 5, it is the binary equivalent. We would just have 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay, so 0, 1, 0, 1. If we just make one shift, that is shifting the digits by 1 to the right and 0 padding, that will be 0, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 1, 0. So which is equivalent to 2, which is equivalent to 2 in decimal. So this is how you have to do. This is how when I'm just making for shifting. Okay, and let me just make a shifting to left. And see here, dear friends, to the same. Let me just make a shifting to left with a 0 padding, and we are just going to make with the ones thing. Okay, so here how we are just making is 5, and for the binary of 5 we are just having 0, 1, 0, 1. And when I'm making the shifting of left side, okay, so it just results with 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. So 1, 0, 1, 0 is 10 in decimal. Okay, 10 in decimal. And let me just make use of this operations. How come we can just make it in 6? Okay, how come we'll just make it in 6, and I just have given here the resulted as 1. Anyhow, let I just make a small explanation. If you just want to give 6, the exact binary of it is 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay, if I just making 2 shift is in the sense, okay, I just make here in a command 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay, if I just make a shifting of left shift with 0 padding, okay, with a 0 padding, and here I'm just making 2 shift. So how it just be is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay, this is the first shift, and the second shift is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. And here we are just getting the result as 0, 0, 0, 1 in decimal is 1. Okay, that is how it is resulted. Okay, fine. Let me just go on to the next example. Print not of true and so print of not of true and false. So true and false. What it would be the result? True and false. It's resulted with false, and not of false. So we are just getting it true, which is equivalent to not true or not false. Not true is false and not false is true. And we are having the operator, logical operator or. So false and true. Sorry, false or true. So we just resulted with true. And to the next expression, true equals true. Yeah, the result is true. Fine. And let me just see one more example. False and not false, or false and true. And you want to test an equality with not of true and not false or not true. And if we just make it as like an expression, see here, first we have to take what is the inner parenthesis. So here we are just having, this is the first inner parenthesis, not false is true, false and true, it is also false. So false and not false is true, or false and true is false. So here what we just result is false. Okay, I just give you with small example how this comes. here we are just having a false, and it is resulted with true. Okay, and this one false or false and true, so here also we just have a false, and see, true or false, it is resulted with, yeah, this one, true or false, it is resulted with true, and false and true, it would be resulted with false. Okay. Okay, now the second half. The second half, how we are just making is not operation of true. Okay, true, and of not false, that is also true, and one more thing is false. And see here, this is true or false, true or false. So to this resultant, we are just having it as not false or true. So here we are just resulted with true, and true, that is also we are just resulted with true, and whole with the false, that is whole with the not. So what we receive here is a false operation, sorry, false resultant, and to the result it is false equals false. Okay, hope I think you were able to understand. Okay, next let me just see the assignment operator. Yeah, here I have just given you the description about the assignment operator. Yeah, operators are used in Python to assign values to the variables. And how we can just make the assignment is to the variable, any variable which is declared, and the values, how we can just make use of it. And here we can make use of some various component operator in Python, like x plus equal to 5, x minus equal to 5, x asterisk equals 5, and x slash equals 5. So x modulus equals 5. So you can just make use of double slash, double asterisk, bit and logic operator, bitwise or, and exponential, and left shift, right shift. So the binary operators can be combined with the assignment to modify a value of a variable. Okay, let I just give you a small example. X is equal to 1 and x plus 2 equal to 2, which is you want to add 2 with the value of x. That is, you have to increment the value of x with 2. Okay, and let me just make it with a print function. Okay, next one, x is, we want to left shift by 2, which is equivalent to x into equal force. Okay, and to the same thing, when we just make use of double asterisk, that is the power of. Okay, so let I just execute this. And dear friends, see here, first we have assigned the value 1 to that of x, and when adding 2, that is increment by 2, we are resulted with 3. Okay, when we are just having the value x as 3, if we just multiple it by 4, it would be resulted by 12. Okay, and to the power of 2 is 12 into 12, which it results with 144. Okay, fine. Let me just see some special operator. And dear friends, I think this Python language offers some special type of operators, like identity operator or membership operator. Okay, so let me just see one by one. And to this of identity operator, I think we have already discussed this within an example, that is and is not, or the identity operator in Python. They are used to check if two values, that is two variables, are located on the same part of the memory. For the two variables that are equal does not imply that they are identical. Okay, so let me just have with a small example, dear friends. See here, we see that x1 and y1 are integer of a same value. So they are equal as well as identical. So same in the case, we can just make use of x2 and y2 where both are of string values. Okay, and but when coming to this x3 and y3, see actually x3 and y3 are list. They are equal but not identical. It is because interpreter locates them separately in memory although they are equal. Okay, so according to the memory, it is with an index, starting it with an index, so it would be as like referenced. Okay, it is not directly assigned with a value. So when coming to the equality, if I just make x1 is not y1, so actually x1 equals to y1. If you just specify is not, okay, the output is false. And second one, x2 is y2. Yeah, when coming to the string equalization, yeah, both are same and it has resulted with true. And the next one, even though we are having the both the list are equal, as we can't just make the equalization of the content in a memory, the resulted will be in false. Okay, and last but not least, let me just see about the membership operator. See here, dear friends, in and not in are the membership operators in Python. They are used to test whether a value or variable is found in a sequence, and that sequence can be of a list or a tuple or a set or a dictionary like that. And in a dictionary, we can only test for the presence of the key, not the value. Kindly have a note of it, dear friends. Okay, let me just see with an example. Here, see here, x is equal to hello world, and y is equal to, it is a dictionary which it just has the key as 1 and 2. Okay, and here we are having the value of key 1 is equal to a, and when making when we just make use of this in the valuation, that is print h in x. See here, x is in x, that is hello. Okay, but hello is not present in x. Remember, Python is a case sensitive. Okay, so similarly, 1 is a key and a is the value in dictionary y. So hence a in y. Okay, so hello is not in that just not comes into C, and the same thing a in y. See, a in y returns also false because we are not making the value here. When coming to the dictionary, you have to check for the key only, not to the top value. So what is the resultant? Okay, here it is the result. That is when you just make x in h in x. Okay, its results true, and hello not in x, it's also true because it is case sensitive. So hello, it just not able to identify it. And when coming to the third one, print 1 in y. Yeah, when coming to the key value, it is true, and if you are just searching or making the value of that key in a dictionary, it seems to be the false. Okay, and dear friends, here I have just given you a set of exercise. I just scroll it lightly so that you can have a note of it. Totally it is 23 programs are there. Okay, so kindly have this program and just try for a hands-on. Okay, and thank you.